Hi everyone! Welcome back to World on a String by Dara. My name is Dara, like Sarah, but with a D. You can find me on Instagram at World on a String by Dara. And welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. I can't wait to share all about cross-stitching and everything. And if you're coming back, welcome back. So I'm just going to jump straight into the stitching because it has been 2 months since I posted a video. I apologize for that. It's been a really busy past 2 months. A lot of things happened life-wise, and then I was test stitching a bunch for my own designs that had a bunch of deadlines that came up. Like, everything landed at once, and it was a lot. Because of that, I didn't get a lot of work done on personal projects, so I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just wait another month and then I'll have more work done on personal projects because I don't have as many like personal designs to do at once in that way. So that's what I did, and these are the results, I guess. So I have one finish to show off today, and it is this little cutie. It is called, let's see, Healing Brew by, alright. So this is my one finish from the past 2 months. It's by Yellow Birdie Stitches. The pattern is called Healing Brew. And let's see. It turned out really, really cute. So it's my favorite color palette, so when I found it, I'm like, oh, I need to stitch that. I did it on a sparkly 18 count Aida, so it's like nice and magic-y. And then I actually found this yarn at Joann's when I was shopping there on my lunch break one day. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. So at the same time, my friend Stitch Sprout had used this finishing technique. And I'm like, oh my word, this is how I need to finish this piece. So that's what I did. And I think it turned out great. It just hangs on my wall, and it's a cute little pop of color, and I love it. So, cute little one-piece finish for this time around. So, after that, I have started quite a few projects. I don't usually start projects all the time, so like, I've started 4. That's a lot for me. So, the first one is something I've been wanting to do for a while, and the pattern is called Moth by Vlada X Stitch on Etsy. And I've been wanting to stitch on clothing for a while, so I picked up just a black long sleeve t-shirt, and I am doing the moth pattern on it. I've got my dissolvable canvas. It's kind of long. I didn't trim it, so it's just kind of hanging out, but I've got it on the hoop, and I've got the first like 10 stitches done. So I haven't done a lot. I've just got it set up for when I feel like cross stitching on it. It is very warm to cross stitch because it's got all of this excess fabric. So I will probably stitch this more in the fall time, or when it's starting to cool off, because right now it's like 85 to 90 degrees every day, and we don't have AC in the main part of our house. We only have it in one of our rooms. So it's kind of hard to stitch in 85, 90 degree weather, especially on something that can be hot like this. So either way, it's going to be a fun project, and I think it'll turn out great. And it's small enough that I think I can get it done in the fall and wear it in the fall, winter, and early spring here, since it stays cold for quite a while. So that will be fun. Excited about that one. And then the next 2 starts are related to bees. So if you're new here, I am a beekeeper. I'm obsessed with bees. I love anything related to bees. So I have this adorable little project bag from my grandma. She makes a bunch of project bags and sends me batches of them down every few months, and I love them. They are absolutely adorable. So this one, of course, had to house my 2 little bee projects. They are both smalls, so I'm anticipating finishing them like pretty soon, honestly. I'm already more than halfway done with one of them. So this one is called Bee Wreath by Flosstube. This is what the final piece will look like, and this is where I'm at so far. I will probably put a picture up because this one is really small, and if you're new here, my camera doesn't focus. It doesn't autofocus when you're taking video, so that's stupid. But I'll put a picture up, a close-up of this one. So I've honestly done most of it. I've got most of the hive in the middle, all of the honeycomb back stitching, so I just need to do the circle branches and bees around it. And I'm doing this on a 28 count Jobalon white, and it's perfect. I love the like Monaco super even weave type fabrics. They're just, if I'm gonna go the linen route, that's what I like to do. So I might experiment in the future with dyeing my own. I don't know yet. We'll see. But either way, I love this fabric. Using all the called for DMC, it's a super simple, adorable pattern that I love. So there's that one. And then the other bee small that I started is Chocolate Mining Bee from Yellow Birdie Stitches. I mentioned them earlier in the video. They're the same designer who did the Healing Brew cup that I finished. And the Chocolate Mining Bee is a really cute variety of bee that they have over in the UK. I don't quite remember the blurb that she posted about them, but they've got some unique, funny things that got them their name, the Mining Bee. So this is what that pattern is. It's like a bee with a chocolate bar, and it's adorable. And I've just got a really basic like 5-stitch start on this one, mainly because I put most of my time into the other one. So this one will go by honestly fast too. It's adorable, and I love the pattern. So it's also being done on the 28 count Jobalon white linen. So yeah, all the called for DMC. I'm really excited to see it done. I've got a frame for it like already and everything, so I'm ready. And the final start that I have is probably the one that I am most excited about. And this one is by Sewing Starfish. It just launched like 2 days ago. And it's called the Wizard's Inventory Stitch Along. I've got a pile of stitch alongs that we aren't going to talk about because I'm still working on them. So, you know, you can chill. What's another stitch along to add to my pile? I've got too many. But this one's fun because it's more like gamey D&D-esque. It's called the Wizard's Inventory. Like I said, it looks like this. This is the first part. So it's got like a wizard, and then we've got 5 weeks to do the wizard and the frame. And then every week, starting in like September or something, we're going to get a little motif of like items that might be in a wizard's inventory. So it is extremely well done. If you like anything in that like vibe of design, then definitely go check this out because it's amazing. And this is my start. Ooh, there we go. I am doing this on, oh my gosh, I'm really bad at this. There we go. I'm doing this on 18 count black Aida. I love 18 count, so I'm really happy to be back on 18 count. So I have gotten a kickstart on this one. This is the wizard's like hair and beard, and then this just the bare starts of his coat. So there's a lot of gorgeous colors and shading and like reds and oranges in here that I'm really loving. So definitely give this pattern a look. It's fantastic, and I'm super excited to see where it goes next. So yeah, I'm so happy to be back on 18 count. All of the test stitching that I've been doing has been on 14 and 16 count because that's what I can get the fancy colored fabric for pretty easily. So I'm a little tired of 14 and 16, we'll just say that. So I'm very, very happy to be back with 18 count. 18 count is like my sweet spot. So That's all of the finishes and starts. Let's talk about whips. Whips. The first one on my list today is the Of Dragons and Apples Stitch Along by Quaternion Creations. Last time we talked about this one, I was rather sad because I had misstitched a massive part of it and had to rip it all out. So we were not too happy with this one, but it's improved. And this is where I'm at now. So the stitch along has ended for this one, so I pretty much just bought the whole pattern. And I just finished the first square. I had like massively misstitched this like little egg portion here. It was too far over, so ripped it all out. It is now in its beautiful, correct state, and I'm really happy with it. I am excited to keep stitching on it. This little red guy will probably get torn out because it's not the right color that matches the variegated floss that I'm using. So I'm using DMC 4513 for this variegated like accent color that it uses. I think in the pattern it calls for just a simple gray, but I wanted mine to look like the example stitch that the designer had. So this is like Colorus, DMC Colorus, I don't know how to say it, fancy variegated floss. So, but the little bright red dragon here, that color that was recommended did not match. So I went and found one that I liked better and matches the variegated floss, and I think will just give the pattern a more cohesive look. I'm excited to keep going on this one. This is just a nice, like, chill, small stitch that I can take anywhere because you're mostly stitching in 310, so you don't have to worry about a bunch of different color changes like if you're out and about, so that's nice. And the final whip, which I'm most excited about, is the Stardew Valley ABCs pattern by Fancy Foxglove. I love this pattern. It's one of my favorite patterns so far, and this is my progress. Oh, well, okay, this is what it's supposed to look like, and this is my progress. So again, I am not like super far along on it, just about to finish the first page though. So I got all the full coverage done for the border and the very first motif and the little letters. So it's going to be like A, B, C, D, E, and then continues on. So I've kind of figured out a strategy with this one because it kind of needs it, because you have excessive blocks of full coverage, and then you've got these heavily shaded tiny items that are, let's just say this, there's over 100 colors in this pattern, and most of them you only use for 5 to 10 stitches, and then you don't use them for the rest of the pattern. So my strategy here is to go through and do the outline colors of all the different motifs that are going to be for each letter. And once I get the outlines done, then I can go through and do all of the shading, because then if there's like 2 stitches of this blue here, and maybe there's like a motif down here with 3 of those stitches, I can get those done and then throw the floss back in my stash. That way I'm not carrying over 100 skeins of floss for the entirety of the pattern, and I can get some of them back into my inventory for other projects that I want to work on. So that's my plan. You can see I started to outline the blobfish for B and the H for horse down here. And A, I've got the little angel fruit done. So it is super cute. I love how this turned out, and I think my strategy will really help the pattern go faster. So I'm excited. I love how this is turning out, and I've been playing Stardew Valley and a variant of it called Sun Haven that I've been really, really enjoying lately. I'm doing it on a 25 count cream. I'm doing it 1/1 because that's a really big pattern, and I'm really enjoying how tiny it is. It's a very satisfying thing to watch it come together with how small it is. So there's that one. All right, now I've got some exciting things to talk about from the designer side of things. So I design, if you're new here, I design a lot of my own cross stitch patterns. You can find them on my website, worldonastringbydara.com, and I've got some fun project updates to share. So part 3 of my stitch along, the Ice and Fire stitch along, came out not this past Monday, but the previous Monday, the 10th of July, I believe. And I'm super happy with it. It turned out so good. So this is what it currently looks like now. It's called the Ice and Fire stitch along. I think I mentioned that, but just in case I didn't. And part 3 is the Ice Fairy and her Arctic Fox companion. So we are officially done in the fire realm with the Fire Fairy and all of her little creatures, and now entering into the ice. So I'm really excited. There's a Facebook group just for World on a String by Dara Cross Stitch if you want to join. There's a lot of people sharing their whips and progress photos that are really fun to see. I know I enjoy seeing people actually stitch the things, so you can even if you haven't purchased the Sal or any of my other patterns, you're welcome to join and just lurk, because I know it's fun to see other people's cross stitch. So I'll drop the link for the group below. So that's the first fun, exciting thing that has happened. The second one is I've released a really neat little notion that originally I made to help me. Often I find myself dropping needles or without a needle minder, or I've lost my scissors and misplaced them. And I made a little Stitcher's emergency kit. So this is what it looks like. I am really happy with how cute it is. I would show it to you today, but I just shipped off the last one that I had made up, so I don't have one ready to show you that is like all nice and pretty, so you get pictures today. But it turned out really, really good, and I was going to read you what's inside of it. So in each kit, I wanted there to be like a wide array of things that you might need in a stitching emergency. So there are 2 number 26 needles. There's 2 number 28 needles. There's an emergency needle minder. There's a needle threader, 2 of them actually. There's scissors, a small pair of scissors that I believe should be TSA compliant. They're below the 3-inch blade limit, and they've got a cover on them. So you've got a little pair of scissors with you wherever you go. There's thread conditioner. There's a mini seam ripper for those unfortunate frogging needs. There's a empty bobbin for anything you might want a bobbin for. There's 3 fabric clips for holding extra fabric. And there's 2 yards each of 310, Ecru, Blanc, and B5200, which are 4 of the most commonly used DMC threads. So all of that fits in a little Altoids tin box, so it's super easy to just throw in a project bag, in a purse, or like a tote bag if you bring multiple projects at once, or a suitcase. So it's just the perfect little pocket item, and I'm really, really happy with it turned out. I've definitely used mine already. It's so handy. So if you're interested in that, just want to check it out, the link is in the description below. And the last exciting thing is a collaboration between me and multiple other designers. So a handful of designers and I have banded together to create a zine, or a digital magazine, that releases 3 times a year. And we just released our first issue called Spirit World. So we're focused on bringing a wide array of artist styles and designer styles, with different themes, so that it's not all the same seasonal stuff that you might get from other places. So it's very unique, and it's also a limited run. So currently the only one we have is running from June 17th, so it's already been available for a month, all the way until August 17th. And then you'll never be able to get the patterns again until the designers sell them by themselves. So if you want them all as a bundle in a really good deal, now is the time to get it. But all of the designers that contributed are so talented. I don't personally have a pattern in this zine. I will have one in the next one though, so stay on the lookout for that. But I helped piece it all together and get all of the organization and administration behind it going. So all of the designers are paid individually for their contributions, and it's a really fair way that we have everything set up. So we're really excited to help support and maybe bring into the designer realm a bunch of newer designers, smaller designers, help support them as they grow, and bring you some old favorites as well. So there are some really, really amazing patterns in this bundle. I will also put the link in the description below. So I am doing so many other collaborative things that are, it feels funny because I've been test stitching like a crazy person, like just doing a bunch of test stitching for like this thing and this thing and this thing. And I'm like, oh, my shop only has like 5 patterns in it. But even though I've designed a bunch of them, they're just not out yet because they're in a bunch of upcoming things that are scheduled. So I promise I'm designing stuff and having a ton of fun doing it. It's just, it'll be coming down the road. So I know I can mention one of the patterns, and that will be in the Creepy Carnival box by Starlight Stitchery. They just released the announcement for it, and I believe it goes on sale in like 6 days from now. It's July 16th, so I'll be sure to put the date here when it goes on sale. Either way, that'll be available soon, and I have a pattern in that stitch box. So that's pretty fun. And I've got many, many more things like that on the way. So if you want to stay up to date, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Again, it's at World on a String by Dara for Instagram. There's a Facebook page that you can follow there. I post all the same stuff on Instagram. And then I've also got my Facebook group, and you can use any of those as well as my email list, which you can sign up for on my website. So, and of course, Flosstubes. So I'm always here sharing my personal projects and my own designs as well. So thank you so much for stopping by. It's really refreshing to be back and filming again after that 2-month hiatus. Hopefully things will start to calm down, even though I'm really busy doing a bunch of canning and preserving so that we'll have food for the winter, and just helping out with my garden and my bees and stuff. So fingers crossed everything will go smoothly and I'll be able to keep getting back on that 1-month Flosstube schedule, because I know I missed it and the schedule was really nice to have for a while. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me. It really means a lot to me. And happy stitching. Do something that makes you crafty happy, and I will see you next time. Bye.